What it do, y'all? So it's good. It's your boy Cam. Last night, the Mavericks had their first game of the season, which they came out with a dub against the San Antonio Spurs. And I want to take it on the stats of the game. So Luka Doncic had 28 points. Klay Thompson finished with 22. Derek Lively finished with 15. PJ Washington and Jaden Hardy had 11 points. And Jaden Hardy actually came off the bench and scored 11. And the Mavericks actually gave him a 3-year deal with the Mavericks. Now that Dante Exum's out for 3 months with his wrist, and he had surgery, and the surgery went well. So I do want to talk about my feedback from the game. And honestly, the first half, the Mavericks and the Spurs were kind of struggling. We know it's nerves. First game of the season for both teams, and actually, Spurs looked a little better from last year, but it's only game one, and Victor Wembanyama actually struggled in the first half too, but he ended up finishing with 17 points. But Chris Paul didn't really score a lot, but he made some good assists, and he played like a veteran point guard like he always does. And this may sound crazy. This is Chris Paul's 20th year in the NBA. This is so crazy. I can't believe this is his 20th year playing the league. And Chris Paul did say that he's truly blessed to play for Greg Popovich. And Pop is one of the great coaches of all time. He's very well respected. He's to be honest, he's the only old school coach left in today's NBA. And Pop is not the dude that messes around. He don't play favoritism. Like, you got work for it. Like, he will hold you accountable. And I want to talk about that Luka pretty much struggled too. He only had like 3 points, I would say, in the first half, but he ended up being on fire in the second half, and he honestly he almost played the whole game because he missed the whole entire preseason just because of his calf injury at training camp. But he did play really good though. Like, it's gonna be hard. Like I said just before, it's gonna be hard for a lot of teams to double team Luka and Kyrie because you leave Clay wide open, and obviously shots are always gonna go in. But Clay Thompson actually went 6 for 10 from his shots, but actually made 6 3-pointers in his first game of the season with the Mavericks. And he said this before, and he hasn't been. This is the first time he's been nervous ever since he went to the finals when he was with the Golden State Warriors in 2015. And Clay Thompson still has some tank in him left, and I think so far he fits really well with the Mavericks. And was so fun. It's so funny how Luka just always gets back on defense just because he knows that Clay was going to make that three. He actually took his time and he dribbled the ball once, and then shoots the three, and it goes in. And honestly, if Klay Thompson just keeps his averages at least 18 to 19 points a game with the Mavericks, he keeps playing like this. Oh yeah, I honestly think the Mavericks will do something this year. But it's still gonna be a tough battle going into this season. But so far they look good, and I do want to talk about tomorrow night. They have a tough one on the road, their first road game of the season, as they take on Phoenix Suns, which is they got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Yusuf Nurkic, and Bradley Beal, who they required during the trade last summer. And actually, Bradley Beal missed several games because of his injury, but now he's healthy again. And the Suns actually made an upgrade this summer. They ended up getting Tyus Jones from the Washington Wizards. So actually, the Suns came out with a dub against the Los Angeles Clippers, and that was the Clippers' first home game in their new arena when they were sharing with the Lakers for a very long time, and now the Clippers are finally have their own arena. And it's going to be a good game, and I'm expecting to be a very, very tough battle. going into tomorrow night, and that game tips off at 9 o'clock at night, which is a really really late time for a game, just because it's the West Coast time. But we shall see. I do think Dallas can get the win, and we'll have to see what happens. And I do want to talk about the people that hate on Klay Thompson, talking about he doesn't fit well with Dallas. He's not the same anymore. I mean, it is kind of true after all his injuries, but he still, like I said before, he still got tank in him left. He can still pretty much shoot. Is one of the best three-point shooters in the league right now, and he's been to the finals like 4 times, like more than 4 times. He knows what he's doing. So, and honestly, choosing the Mavericks over the Lakers was a better decision for Klay, and he fits well with the team. And I just was thinking that if he was chose the Lakers, that wouldn't have been a bad fit for him. And his dad was mad at him for choosing the Mavericks over the Lakers just because his pops played for the Lakers. But again, I mean, the Lakers are only making history right now is having LeBron play with his son, and that's the first time a father and son have played together on the same team in NBA history, which is a very, very cool experience. And I'm happy for Bronny, even though he's not even close like his father. But again, like what happened with him that summertime, like he had this cardiac arrest, and then he ended up missing like several games, and then he actually ended up coming back to play. But again, like I'm happy for Bronny, and I respect him 100%. But again, it's just when Klay Thompson went 0 for 9 in the Clippers preseason game, the team was pretty much doubling him. His shots were pretty contested, but it'll be. I think I said it looks so much better when it's Kyrie, Luka, and Klay playing on the floor at the same time. It'll be the space that Luka creates, and so does Kyrie. It's so much good, and I believe things are going to work out while he's down here with the Mavericks. But I honestly do want to talk about what I heard last night on TNT from Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaq. And Charles Barkley actually had some hate on the Mavericks last night, and I totally disagree with what he said. And you know what he said? You know what Barkley said last night? He thinks the Mavericks are going to finish 6th or 7th or 8th place. I'm like, really? Like, you had hate on the Mavericks last year too, dude. It's like, oh, and two, you never won a ring either, Barkley. So you have so much hate on the Mavericks. You just do. Like last year, you picked the Clippers to beat us in 6, and the Thunder to beat us in 6, and then you picked the Thunder to beat us in 5. Like, you're talking about the Mavericks got lucky. They didn't get lucky. They did not get lucky, Barkley. So stop with the BS. And I just can't listen to Charles Barkley 50% of the time when he talks on TNT. It wasn't even funny. He says the Memphis Grizzlies are better than the Mavericks, the New Orleans Pelicans are better, and the Lakers are better. Like, you got it twisted, dude. You got it so twisted, Charles. First, they're not even. I mean, the Pelicans. Don't get me wrong. The Pelicans aren't bad, but the problem is Zion's hurt everything. He hasn't completed a whole season with the Pelicans because of all the injuries he's kept having. And plus, Jadante Murray actually just got hurt the first game of the season against Chicago, and he was going to be out for a while. So this is not good for the Pelicans. And then the Grizzlies, they just got John Morant back, and they have and their rookie Zach Edey is real young, and I honestly there is a tough to say who's going to be in the play-in, but I definitely see a Lakers as a play-in team. Well, I think the Grizzlies will finish 6th place. That's where I think that what will happen with the Grizzlies. But and again, if John Morant can stay out of trouble or and just stay healthy, I think the Grizzlies will be a decent team. But they definitely not better than the Mavericks. So I definitely disagree with Charles Barkley. I said this before. The Mavericks can beat anybody. Because I had a friend who told me this last year when the playoffs started. The Mavericks can beat anybody. And look what they did. they went to the finals even though they didn't win it. Just Boston was just too powerful of a team, and but we'll see how we do when we play against Boston, and just we'll have to see. We'll just go from there. And yeah, I have the Mavericks definitely finishing third place. That's what I think was going to happen. I see them at third, and I've been hearing rumors about Dallas will probably finish third place or fourth place, but who knows? But I think they'll finish third. But basically, well, last night what we have to worry about is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Basically, the way they beat the Nuggets, the West is in trouble right now. Especially the Thunder is only the second best team, the second youngest team in the league, and they finished first place last year, and they got at Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein, but Isaiah Hartenstein is actually out with an injury right now, so he's supposed to be out for quite a while. But the Thunder are good. I definitely respect the Oklahoma City Thunder, who they are. But it's going to be interesting how it goes, and I do want to talk about these next games the Mavericks have coming up. So next week on Monday, the Mavericks take on the Utah Jazz, and then Tuesday they play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, they'll travel to Minnesota, and then Thursday they play the Houston Rockets, which will be it'll be a good game. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. But as of right now, we're on our only game we have to worry about is the Phoenix Suns. So we're just gonna take it from there. Just we go out and play hard. We play hard, execute, and we take care of the ball really well. We'll come out with a dub. That includes my podcast and feedback from last night's game. Stay tuned for my next podcast from the Mavericks versus the Suns. Y'all have a blessed day, and God bless y'all.